our father to come on board. I would like to invite Doc Chip forward and welcome. Doc Chip, you can come forward and welcome everyone.
Yeah, namaste. Namaste to all of you. We had a long discussion last time, and in which the idea was to talk practical solutions for problems. Let us not find fault with this is not correct, that is not correct, politician is not good, country is not good, family is not good. All that we can suspend. What we do is, if you look at Africa, last 2 years, the export of agricultural product is nearly 30 billions to 40 billions. 30 billion to 40 billion dollar, that's it. But I know 60% of the Africans are not eating also. But still export is there, 30 billion, 40 billion. Whereas in India, we have sufficient and more food, and the export is almost $2,200 billion. The only reason is probably people are doing a lot of work. They are putting themselves into development. The resources, if you compare Africa and India, the natural resources, that's called a national natural resource. Africa is also very rich. I'm sure if little effort is taken, Africa can do better. Probably Africa will become one of the world's richest, with all the countries, variety of resources available, because it is spread east to west and south to north. It is spread. So different climate, different geography, different geophysical conditions, geographical conditions. So I'm sure with the natural resources which can be used better, best products can be created. I don't think Africa requires somebody's help, because there are some portion of Africa where a lot of activities are happening. Last time we were trying to talk to Kimaro from Tanzania. He is a great example of agriculturist. He has got direct contact with ambassadors of different countries. He was in India. We have got a institution called ICRISAT, which is doing a lot of research on how grains can be made adaptable to different parts of the world. It's a United Nations agriculture center where Kimaro from Tanzania came to India and attended some seminars. He is also part of our group. He mostly is in the field for work. He is not someone who, he comes on webinar and if he is available, he will speak nicely. So the leadership is being punctual, being in plan, have dialogue, need not to be in the group, outside also, and then find out these people are available and put them. So I'm sorry I couldn't contact Dr. Pathak because he is not in town, he is traveling. Right. These are all what I wanted to tell you. The idea is to make the human resource, the people with their skill development, directly applicable for using for creating producers, creating product, creating agricultural product probably. That agricultural product which will be the most essential or maybe the best resource which can be marketed anywhere in the world at any point of time. Even if you are not exporting, If you are able to eat with whatever you are able to make in your country, you will become healthy. Most important is health. If there is no good health, you cannot have good mind. So you will not be peaceful. So you will become violent. You will not be able to think for good purposes. So physical, then mind, emotional, your dealings, feelings, everything will become good. Then probably if there is a good opportunity given, you can study well. Even if you don't educate with the certificates, I am sure you can think greater and then you can contribute to the world. So intellectual, very essential. Physical, emotional, psychological and intellectual, thinking and study. If these three things are set, then people will join together to make the progress in the nation. So the next one is social. The last one is spiritual. But unfortunately, what happens in the world is, in terms of spirituality, religion is being practiced and they exploit the poor. Food is not given. I don't think there is no point in calling God. God has not created poor people in the world. God has created people. By birth you may be poor. At the time of death you cannot take anything back. But living you have to become rich. So if you have to become rich, you have to find your own methods of making more and more resources available where which you can produce, you can make business, you can make money. Without that you cannot live. So I think the spirituality, all that should come at the end. When you are socially great, intellectually powerful and emotionally controlled. Physically, you must be able to make your food. Sufficient food is there. Without that, nothing works. So that is what is to be done. So how do we make the youth who has got lot of resources, in terms of human resources there, to do business you need 5 things. First is men, women, both. Men means woman also included. Human resource men. Next is material. What material is available for you to make a product? People are there, we can make them skillful. We can teach them what to do. Most important is market. So if you don't have a market, don't produce. Food has got market everywhere in the world. So agriculture, horticulture, sericulture, fish culture, whatever you want. All that will work any point of time. Then for all this you need money. So you have to start little, expand it. One of the biggest bad name for Africa is, you keep in contact with someone, immediately they will ask, will you give me some donation? I want some money. So most of the people don't even contact Africa because they set a people and then start asking money for people. Don't ever do that. Unless anybody who knows you are a person who is worth giving, somebody will give. So money will come to you when you show that with some money you are generating some revenue. That's how business runs. No bank will give you loan if you are poor. Bank will give you loan only if they see that you can repay. So don't become a beggar. Beggar never become richer in the world. One big message, beggars never become richer in the world. So if you imagine that I am a beggar, you will never become rich in life. So our idea is to make you richer by your effort. So money, and then with these you can run with human resource. You think that you want to expand into a bigger business, mission is must. So 5M: man, material, market, money, mission. These are the 5 items which we wanted to discuss. So first, men. If there are people to work, then material will come. Material in the sense, you want land, you want seeds, you want water, all that will come. You will find places where it is available. Some places water is not there, you know how to make a product without less or with less water. So if there is no mud also, in Gulf, no mud, only sand is there. So they have a different way of making no rain also. So I have seen in Gulf when they make a big hall in which humidity is pushed. The pump air in the wind, the water vapor will be floating inside the place to get a humidity. So there are a lot of technologies which can be used. But first we need people ready, material will come, and then ideas will come. Then yes, market is to be understood. What to produce depends on what you can sell. This is what I wanted to tell. I'm glad that we are able to connect, at least this many people could join. And in the group also there are some people who are not connected, who are not interested. I asked the admin to remove those people, looking at who are the people who are just watching. They join for connecting somebody else with no purpose. You can remove such people. We have added a lot of people, but those who are not part of it could be removed. That also can be done. So with this opening remarks, I think the group is very active. I am so glad. I remember for last 6 months, myself and Justin was trying to make some activity. It was not happening, so I was totally disheartened. So I was making 3-4 groups parallelly, and now all the groups are joined together. So a big clap for all of you. I think all of you should raise hand. Justin, raise hand. Monty, raise hand. Eagle, raise hand. Take it back and say well done by yourself. If you have done well, it is not because of somebody else. You have done it well. So all the best. All the best to Thomas for that initiative. Thank you. God bless you. We will do well together.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Doc. We appreciate your contribution. We appreciate your availability, and thank you so much for the disposition. A whole lot have been talked about, and points I know have been grasped by all the members contained in this meeting today. One of the big points that we have grasped, for me personally, is no bank will give you loans if you are poor. And let us eradicate or remove the spirit of begging. I think this spirit of begging has engulfed many Africans, and it is because of this spirit of begging that we do not get to realize our potentials. And we have been sleeping for too long, and that now we have been imparted with this great knowledge, or the Pandora box has been opened. It is imperative that now we understand what each and every member should be doing in our discourse to develop our communities. Thank you so very much, Doc. For those that might be asking who is DrTPS, DrTPS is a life mentor, an educationist. He is a motivational speaker. He is a psychological life career counseling expert, image building, peak performance coach. He's also a spiritual master with a Himalayan tradition. DrTPS also worked as a scientist in space department for 2 decades. Worked DrTPS also served as a deputy director of Directorate General of Security, Cabinet Secretariat in New Delhi before taking a voluntary move to retire in 2009. We appreciate, Doc, for your contribution, your availability to share with the African continent your wisdom, everything that you have acquired, that now you are depositing in many an African youth, in helping them to understand what must be done practically in order for us to develop our society. Going forward, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask each and everyone to follow through the agenda. And thank you so much, Doc, again for correcting us. I think going forward, we'll always remind or get through to people to find out their availability before fixing them in the agenda. Because we have noticed that many people are not available, those that are reflecting in the agenda. So a lot of changes are going to be realized. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is simply another day that we have all made. And like always, I want to take this rare privilege to welcome all the members once again. Everyone who has come.
I think Thomas lost his connection. Maybe Justin could speak, or maybe Mulia Ugane could speak. The three coordinators who are communing this meeting.
Can you, Mr. Mulea, please connect?
Yeah, Mulea could speak.
Linked. Hello.
Yeah, Thomas, your sound is breaking.
Okay, so you can get me now. It's the network.
Yeah, maybe Mulea could speak. Yeah.
Okay. So while poverty and hunger are clearly inexplicably linked, they are two distinct concepts with distinct alleviation measures. We understand that food security is about access to safe, nutritious, and sufficient food. It is also imperative to realize that poverty is a multidimensional concept encompassing low income and consumption, low educational achievement, poor health and nutritional outcomes, lack of access to basic services, and a hazardous living environment. An indelible question, ladies and gentlemen, was posed by Dr. Tips during our last session, which remains stuck at the inner core of our hearts. And it reads, with all the vast natural resources Africa houses, why is Africa still poor? Today, my brothers and sisters, we have gathered in one accord. In this meeting, cutting across all boundaries of the world and Africa at large, irrespective of one's agenda, color, creed, religion, language, or race, to further discuss the practical solutions to be employed with a clear purpose of improving the quality of life of the youths in Africa under a theme dubbed African Youth Guidance Direction, Agri-Business Problems and Practical Solutions. Without wasting much of the time, allow me simply to invite Apostle, if the Apostle is in, do we have Apostle Raphael? Do we have Apostle Raphael? Apostle Raphael is not present. We further proceed to inviting the country coordinator for Zambia, Mr. Mulea, to come on board and just in brief read out the meeting, the minutes for the last session that was held a few days ago. Mr. Mulea Eugene Sir, I invite you to the podium.
Mulea has sent a message, go to the next speaker. Is it after that?
Okay, we go to the next speaker. The next speaker is supposed to be, we are simply,
Justin could speak.
Okay. I greet you all in the wonderful name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm so happy. I greet Dr. TPS. Daddy, today is too awesome for us. God really worked for us, and then we are so happy. For me, I just want to talk, to give a chance to tell all the new members. We have a new member among us. I just want to tell them shortly why we are here.
Thomas could mute. Thomas could mute.
leaders, all of us here, we are here in one reason, in one purpose. We are all African people. Why we are here, we want to see. As we see, hunger is all Africa. How now we want to hear from you. How can we take the youth in the streets? How can we help them in spiritual and in health also, and in poverty, because many of them, they are in poverty. We are here to come to put our voice together so that we can form a strong team that can be raise youth to be in train, because education is the key. If you have youth that's educated, now you have a nation. But if the youth are not educated, you don't have a nation. Now we want to hear from you now. Before we go far, let's hear for those are here now. What are you think that is best to do for us to take the youth in the street? Thank you.
Madam Justice from Namibia, I encourage everyone, as you speak, you also mentioned the country of residence. Thank you so very much, and we love the fact that you have posed a question to our new members, because we are looking at building something that will last for the test of time, even for the new generation to look at as things that were carried by those that are existing today. So following a simple chronology, I'm going to ask Madam Prudence to turn on the mic and explain to the fora, explain to the members contained in the fora with reference to what our sister from Namibia has laid out on the table. Madam Prudence, you can turn on your mic. Madam Prudence.
Good afternoon,
okay,
everyone.
Can we allow Madam Prudence? Yes, greetings, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Hi, everyone. I'm so glad and so happy, so privileged to be at this platform from Zambia. Being the first time in this meeting, I have learned a lot, of which to enable youths who are lacking behind, even in terms of education, those who are not really educated. Having other youths being educated, they can also uplift the intelligence in those who didn't have chance to meet the good education, for them to at least to find themselves on another level. This can make a good chain for African youths to unite and work together hand in hand in accord, following the agenda or aspirations that we are working towards. I think I'm yet to learn more. More will be provided at the end of the meeting if there'll be a chance for me to. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madam Prudence. We appreciate your contribution, and I'm happy to learn that you're from Zambia. Thank you once again for the dispositions laid on the table. Let me allow Mr. Francois. Please pardon my pronunciation. Might not be the actual manner in which your word or name should be pronounced. But can we invite Mr. Francois to come on board and offer the contribution? As you're coming on board, tell us the happenings in your country. What is the youth welfare like in your country? What are the challenges that the youths are facing? How then can we cooperatively and collaboratively work to enforce practical measures or solutions with an embedded aim of growing the youths or improving the youth's welfare in your spaces, in the regions in which you dwell. We're inviting Mr. Francois to come on board. Mr. Francois, you can come on board. Madam Monty, are you there?
Hello, everyone. The Lord bless you all. My name is Apostle Dr. Monty Tau. I'm from Botswana. I thank God because this is, I was just invited today, and immediately I was, invited to a meeting. So I am the first timer, and I know that, in everything that you want to do, there is no a visitor, I'm really blessed that I am here. When Pastor Justin told me, that there is agriculture, program going on in India. And then I thought that this is a great opportunity not to be missed, because we are here, yes, we are here as part of, we are in the Southern Africa, we are here as part of Africa, as part of the world. But, we go through a lot of things, especially, regarding our youth. The youth are all over, they are in the streets. Some of them, they don't know how to, they cannot work. Some of them, like the sister had just said, they do not have the privilege to finish their schooling. But a program as this, I don't know how intense is the program. I'm just coming in. I'm yet to learn what is going to be offered. So, when they talk of agriculture, I was saying to my my pastor there that, I have a land. I have a, 48 hectares of land. And the land is just, excuse me, it's just lying there. It's not doing anything. This is the time whereby God is speaking. God speaks through his people. I was listening to DrTPS when he was mentioning the 5 M's. I was so inspired, because number one, he talked of a man. He said man is the number one in the 5 M. And then I was taken back to the creation when Adam and Eve were placed in the Garden of Eden. So I was looking at man. I said, man has, God is going to use man to, to deliver those who needs to be delivered from poverty. Yes, the next one that I loved, he talked of, the next 5 M. I think it was it market, or, yeah, I think it was market. And then
material.
There was money in
Material.
Excuse me?
Material.
Oh, yes. Material.
Can I ask that Albayan to...
3.
No, can I ask
Number
Albayan...
3 was...
Wait. Can I ask Albayan to stop sharing the screen?
Yes, please.
Albayan is sharing the screen. Can you stop that? Thomas, can you remove Albayan from the group? Yeah, done. Fine, thank you. So it is material. Man, then material. Material is land, which you have already.
Yes, no. Let me go there. I want to do it myself, please, because I was listening attentively. I have so much to do, but I spared some time for this. So
Good.
Please let me do it so that you can see that we are following attentively.
Good.
Is that right? Yes. And then number 2 was material. We need material to do things. Number 3 was market. Market where after, the harvest, after our produce, where are we going to take our produce? That we need to find the market. And then there was money mentioned. We need money. Even God says you need money. Money buys everything. So, what I love about this is that we are not, we are not basing our intellectuals on one side of this. We are talking about the youth. We are talking about tomorrow's presidents. We are talking about the nations. People who are, tomorrow we might not be there. Some of myself, I'm half a century year old. But these are the youth that we need to take care of. We need to develop them. We need to develop their minds so that when they go out, they know what they're doing. They must refrain from or come out of drugs, because these are, the things that are diverting whatever the good that the Lord has placed in them. Drugs, they get involved in drugs, they get involved in a lot of things that are, never going to take them anywhere. But a program like this, whereby we are saying we need to go back to the fields, we need to produce food for the country. We need, like in the era of COVID, this is where we realize that we need to wake up, like Leader Mulenga was saying, we need to wake up. This is a wake up call, because we could not provide out for ourselves. We are here in cities. We are not in the farms there, whereby we are supposed to be there to produce our own food. Like me in Botswana, most of the food were coming from South Africa. Mind you, during the COVID time, there was so commotions at the borders. There was so much that was happening. So I think, in the nutshell, I'll say that even COVID has really brought us, the light that we must be able to stand up as citizens. We must be able to stand as men and women of God. We must be able to stand and, do what is right, because this is a requirement from God. He says even those who are lazy must never be fed. They must never be given anything. So us, as leaders, we are, if we can go there and able to gather this youth to make sure that we direct them in the right footsteps of God. This is the will of God. It is by the will of God. So I am really blessed, and I would really like to say thank you. My daughter, Justine, thank you very much for inviting me. And Dr. TPS, I know I've just read your profile, the certification. You are a highly profiled man. So I know, and I believe that we are led by the right people. So I really thank God for you, and I really thank God for everything. Thank you so much. God bless you. Namaste, all of you. Namaste. I did all these religions. I did all these religions. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, Madam Wanti. That is a very powerful contribution. I've seen Doc writing that you've made such a powerful contribution. Indeed, that is more than what we expected. We appreciate you in every way. And please continue bringing forward great ideas how best we can improve our society, especially on the way how youth can improve their communities going forward. Can we invite Mr. Titus? Mr. Titus, you can come on board. Mr. Titus, you can offer a contribution. Turn on your mic and offer a contribution. Mr. Titus, you can turn on your mic. Turn on your mic and offer a contribution. Mr. Titus, are you there? Mr. Ali Bayan from Nigeria, sir. You can turn on your mic if you can get us and offer your submission. Mr. Ali Bayan.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. I'm grateful for your opportunity to let me speak. Actually, we have a great work to work as ambassadors of peace, and it is very good we come to synergize together, especially on the aspect of peace building and dialogue. So this is necessary, especially now We have our youths. We are resilient on the street. We need to bring up a lot of programs that will take them out of street and educate them, and some of them that are yearning to become leaders of tomorrow. I think it is very important that we tutor them and for the importance of peace building and how they will be the leaders of tomorrow. I think this is what I can just say for now, because there will be a lot to talk maybe when next this program is organized and I'm properly aware of it, so that we can make it informally. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our brother from Nigeria, Mr. Al-Bayan. I want to believe that's the right way I'm pronouncing the name.
Yeah, you are correct.
As well. We are calling upon Mr. Gift from South Africa. Mr. Gift from South Africa, please, you are free to offer your submission. Mr. Gift from South Africa. Mr. Gift from South Africa, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, Mr. Gift, you can go ahead and offer your contribution.
Yes, there's not much I can say, but what I can say is that every one of us has, South Africa, yes, South Africa has all the requirement that they need, but we're still in lack of.
Thomas can mute his mic. Thomas can mute, otherwise too much of echo.
Agricultural, environmental things. But the main problem is that they don't have the resource to start and whatever. There is too much farm in South Africa. Now the government came with a plan of saying, those farms are no more working, they're building the building on it. They put the infrastructure instead of doing agriculture. As my research, as I researched it about that, I found that let's say 20 years from now or 30 years from now, we're not having agricultural in South Africa or in Africa, because now the government take the land and use it for construction buildings. So it means the years to come, there will know a food that will be produced from the soil. As we are doing this, I'm very grateful to what this initiative has been done. It's showing us that we are coming to the point that, yes. Can you hear me?
We can get you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yes. I said this initiative is a good initiative, because now it shows us that as African, we have to take back our land and do the work of their land and bring the new generation up, learning and knowing about the agriculture. Because the thing is that if we don't give our children the teaching about how the agriculture works, the only thing they will know is architect. And the architect, he don't bring anything, because it's more about buildings, not more about them. Because here in South Africa, we have a problem of drugs. Drugs is the one that's killing our young people. Our children are in the streets. Our children eating drugs. Our children don't know about agriculture. This is a good initiative. As we're doing this, I believe all Africans will hand our hand together, as Mr. TP says. That's a good way. Because our mindset is set up that we must go to school and learn, but we're never being told how to do it. We can read books, but we have to know how to do things in a natural way. To do things in our hands and to make production in our hands. And also learn how to, after the production, how we're doing it, how to bring it, take it out. Because now is one of the things that makes all our African countries to suffer. Because all our production, we send it to other people. We don't have a production in our countries. We plant things, but for production, we have to send it somewhere to get it. And when it comes to us, it's very expensive. So it's better, this initiative is good. We do our production and all in agricultural way, to know that as we teach our children how to produce and to import and to export, that way it will be more easier to do that. And teach them how to do marketing. That is what Dr. TP was saying. We have to work in our mind setup. If our mind is right, everything will come well. As this initiative is being made, it's a good initiative to help us to take out our children out of the street. Our children are dying because of drugs. The only thing they know is how to manufacture drugs. They don't know how to manufacture the things that are making people to live. Because if we meet the crop, the food, the people will not go to the drugs manufacture. Now this is a good thing to plant and do things that will help our African countries. Our African countries, as I look my research, I found that the African countries is a very rich country coming to agriculture, but they don't know how to do it because they don't know. They never went to school and be trained how to manufacture and how to do agricultural work. But this initiative, I think, is an eye-opener. I say thank you, Dr. TP, for your initiative, what you have done to Africa. Let God of grace put more grace in your heart. We know that you are taking your bench, you're sitting down, you've been in your chair, but you take this initiative because you see the cry of Africa. The child of Africa is crying. But this is, brothers and sisters, let's hold our hands together and help us, Dr. TP. Let us know what is poverty will not run away from us. Poverty can run if we take our hands joined together and make the poverty to run. That's the only thing I can say. We'll hear more about it. May God bless you all of you. May God grace you with this in this meeting. Let's work together in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gift from South Africa. So many things that we talked about, and I want to believe that people have been able to grasp politically the items that have been brought forward herein by our brother from South Africa. Very powerful submission. He's talked about Africa and how we're not being productive. And he's aligned everything that he's talked about with the items that we were discussing last time. Just as Doc mentioned, that we have all these natural resources, but unfortunately, we're not doing enough as Africans to ensure that we can turn the intangible forces of life into a practical form. Ladies and gentlemen, our brothers and sisters contained in the fora, remember that one of the things that we are talking about is simply agriculture generally, agri-business. And our brother, Mr. Gift from South Africa, has mentioned an aspect of marketing, which truly has to be understood by everyone contained in this forum. Agribusiness, particularly, is a term used to describe the sector that encompasses all economic activities that are related to farming. Remember, leaders, everyone who is contained in the forum, that agribusiness is a sector that supports the growth of the agricultural industry. And it is pivotal in the economic development or growth of every society within and beyond Africa. Going forward, accord me this rare latitude, ladies and gentlemen, to invite Madam Constance Mobanga. Madam Constance Mobanga, you can turn on your mic and offer your submission within 3 minutes. Let's work with time because we only have an hour to go and 5 minutes before the meeting can close. Madam Constance Mobanga, you can turn on your mic and offer your submission. After Madam Constance Mobanga, we are offering an opportunity for Brother Joseph Legend. Brother Joseph Legend, Madam Constance Mobanga, Brother Joseph Legend, you can turn on your mic. Mr. Joseph Legend, Mr. Joseph Legend, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Titus Muia, you can turn on your mic. We have our leaders.
I think Thomas, leave it to volunteers who can.
Sister from Ghana.
Yeah, take it. Volunteers who wanted to speak could. Yasha Mayer is there. Joseph is there. Whoever can turn on their mic could speak. And let us know.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Madam, you can speak. Then after you, then Mr. Joseph can follow. Mr. Joseph will speak after Sister Ya from Ghana.
Okay, so can I go ahead?
So you can go ahead, please. You can go ahead.
Okay, all right. So good afternoon to you all. It's almost 2 p.m. from here. I'm a little bit busy from the office, but I needed to make time for this. I couldn't really pay attention more to what everyone was saying, but I get the concept about the challenges, why the youth are not into agribusiness and all that. So from my perspective and what I've seen a little bit coming back to Ghana is the perception from the youth, right? The perception, the attitude towards agribusiness or to venture into that has been the perception that is for the village people or is unprofitable business. That's why the youth doesn't want to venture into such businesses. So what we have been doing with our students from the Entrepreneurship Department is that we be able to collaborate with Ghana Chamber of Commerce and then Industry to help our students to know the value of agribusiness or to venture into that. So we are always encouraging our students to have a changed attitude and have a different perception when it comes to agribusinesses. So for my department, which is the Entrepreneurship Department, I'm part of the team that is helping our students. So what we do is we take them for a project. You have to get something with the field. So we take them to the field where we have about 1,000 acres for the university. If you have something that is tangible, we're able to give you a land to cultivate, and then we give you supervision. We have other farmers that will help you or train you or lead you to do your business. And also, even some of our workers that are interested, we help them. We sometimes bring the government people that are into these things to come talk to them, to share their success stories, especially with the farmers that they are making it. Mostly the government have days that they celebrate farmers. So the young ones or the youth ones, we bring them on board to share their success stories with our youth or with our students to just instill this cultivation into them. So they are able to love what agriculture can help the country. So one thing we do from the first degree level is to encourage our students. Why? Because everyone wants to have an office. They don't want to go to the field. Why? Because they don't want to work hard. That is our student. They don't want to work hard. Everyone wants to sit and then get a degree and fold their hands and expect the government to give them money at the end of the month. So mostly if we don't encourage them or let them know the importance of agribusiness, we as a whole in our own generation, the next generation to come is going to suffer. So mostly what I do when I enter a class, the first 5-10 minutes I have to encourage them and also ask to see their projects and all that. We also try to give more scholarships to the youth or our students who are interested in the agribusiness. So if you are not and you want to do something else, that is fine. We will also help you. But in terms of money and to also further your education in agriculture, we help our students on that. And then the last one we also do is to make sure they have the right resources or the tools to venture into agribusiness. So I think it's not only in Ghana that we face such challenges. I'm sure it's all over. The youth these days don't want to work hard, and they see agribusiness to be for the villagers or the poor, less privileged people. So I think if we get the opportunity to talk to the youth, we should be able to inculcate this perception. It should be out of their mind, and then encourage them to venture into the agri-business. So I think that is what I have to say since we don't have much time. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much.
May
That is very powerful.
I have a suggestion or maybe a request from here? Will you be able to create some model agricultural program where we can show that yes, it can be done in your place? Taking resources, continuous training programs for youth where they can come on vacation, on holidays, breaks, and then conduct such programs. Will you be able to? I have a beautiful model which works together with business, a lot of activities which makes youth attracted and train them for different aspects of life learning. It's not one. It's going to be a soft skill, life learning, advanced academics put together. This is what we have been experimenting in different places. In last 2 years, I must have visited, I'm in Hyderabad, I visited more than 10 different farms. And put them together into an idea of creating a resource center where there will be a lot of activities parallelly happening. It could be a food festival, it could be a craft festival, it could be many more. So every person have got an attraction center where you satisfy every bit of your activities inside your one center. So it's young, old, learning, everyone is able to learn something or other when they come there. So it could be a holiday program if you have a facility for 50 people to stay like a hostel. And if accommodation, food can be taken care of, I think it will become a self-sustaining activity. In 3 years, you get a return on investment. That is what I project in my project. We could make a presentation to you and show that it is workable at your place.
Sure, we can do that.
My service
So
will
maybe
be
my
service will be free because I don't want to earn anything in my life.
Auntie Kese.
Yes.
Shukriya.
Yeah. So you can just send a my number is there, my website is there. You could send a positive message. We will make it happen. So the whole Africa can come to your place and learn.
Sure.
That will be an incubation center. That will be a design center. That will be a center of business. My MBA is in knowledge management. And my PhD is in mathematics. Right.
See.
So I'm a.
So it's from here. Yes.
We will do it. We will do it. Yeah.
All right, say we'll do it. Thank you so much. All right, I'm done. Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Doc, for the contribution, and we appreciate Madam Iyasa for the powerful contribution laid on the table. We have heard about what the Ghanaian government, the Ghanaian Chamber of Commerce is doing, and how the institution practically is working to advance the students' welfare in that part of Africa. Thank you so very much for what you're doing. And Doc, we should appreciate you for coming out openly, showcasing your interest to support the agenda in Ghana. Can we allow Mr. Joseph to come on board and offer his submission as well? Mr. Joseph, you are given a platform to lay on board what is happening in your country. Mr. Joseph? Mr. Joseph? Mr. Joseph, you're free to come and offer your submission. Can we invite Mr. Emmanuel Amevo? Mr. Emmanuel Amevo? Okay, Mr. Joseph is in. Mr. Joseph, you can offer your submission, sir.
All right, thank you so very much. I appreciate this platform. I appreciate Dr. TP for this privilege. I'm Dr. Joseph Legend from Nigeria. It has to do with the future of the youth. It has to do with impacting ideas and knowledge to great men and women that will take leadership opportunity from where we stop as leaders. Number one, there are tendencies that some of the behavioral pattern we see today as a result of some because we have to come in as mediators to mentor this great youth that we have so that tomorrow will stand better for all of us. For instance, yesterday I returned from a fishing camp where I did a cross-sectional focus group discussion with some great youths who are into fish farming. I was privileged to understand that these great men can actually make $2,000 per week, and they are living well. And you see a cream of young people who are into this fish farming. That gave me a whole lot of joy. And these are a section of people who are trying to feed the country from their recovery from fish farming. The concept we need to inculcate is a positive mental attitude, where every young man will begin to look at agriculture as something that can stand a test of time. We are talking about what do we have at hand. Even the God we worship, I will bless the works of your hands. He does not bless emptiness. So if you have something you are doing as a great young man or woman, there are tendencies that tomorrow is going to be fruitful. I don't see any home that stays without having something to do with agriculture because we feed every day. There is an operation Feed the Nation that we launch out to be able to see areas that are prolific. And what do? Is to ensure that soil samples are actually taken from some of the areas and tested for nutrient level, nitrogen, phosphate, and others. When we look at the situation that the soil is actually fertile enough, most of these youth are actually introduced with a small low scheme loan to be able to launch out and ensure that they can actually plant some seedlings and then come out with something tangible. We have also introduced a greenhouse planting system. You don't need to have a big farm, but whatever you have will be able to feed a community because you have concentrated the plants in an area where the environmental factor is actually very, very conducive for the seedlings to grow. I believe that mentorship is very, very important, and also provision of facilities that will enhance the proficiency of this youth is also very, very important. As a committed community person, I also believe that to teach them on what it takes to go into agriculture is very, very important. I don't see any family that goes empty stomach without having anything to do with agriculture. The onus is on us as leaders to be able to model these people, bring home the point, and see that we can support them so that they can strive very, very well. I don't have much to discuss, but once we come back on this particular platform, I think we'll have a lot of things to discuss with respect to agriculture. But I believe that together we can do it better. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph. That is extremely powerful. We value your contribution just like we value the contribution of others. Like you have stated reiteratively that agriculture is key in our realization of development in the spaces within which we live. Thank you so very much. We'll have to visit Nigeria soon with Dr. T, Madam Yasar, and everyone here, Madam Justin, Namibia, our brother from South Africa, just to learn from what is happening in Nigeria, in Ghana. We would want you to visit as well South Africa. We would want you to visit Namibia, Togo, and these other parts of Africa to understand practically what is going on. And together, I want to believe that instead of Dr. Tips coming to Africa, would also be the ones to plan the agenda to travel together in one accord to India and see what is happening in that part of the world, brother. Can we allow Mr. Emmanuel, please, you can come on board and offer your submission as well. Mr. Emmanuel Emavon, Mr. Emmanuel, Madam Janet Triza. Madam Janet Triza, you can turn on your mic and offer your submission.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I say greetings to you all. I'm sorry I came in a bit late, so I didn't get most of the introductions. Okay, my name is Kenya. I'm glad to be part of this great team. From the way I've just followed up from the discussions and the speeches that are coming out from you all, I say thank you so much. I appreciate my friend Pastor Justine for considering me to be part of this team. Actually, I'm sorry. I have to apologize. You're not doing the video because I'm working. I'm just coming out from a meeting. Sorry. I don't know if that's okay with you. I can go on with the audio.
Very much okay. Very much okay, Madam Janet. You can proceed.
Thank you so much. So I missed out on the introductions, and I've heard about Dr. TP talking about the 5 M's. I think someone else maybe will be able to explain to me. But I'm grateful I've gotten a glimpse of this vision that you have, the vision that you're carrying across Africa. I'm so glad to be part of it. And there's one thing that touched me so much, and I just decided to jump in before even I know more about this vision. When my friend Pastor Justin talked about the youth, my passion and my whole heart is all about the youth. Actually, I am ambitioned to start off, or I'm almost doing it, the mentorship for the youth, especially a boy child. I don't know how it goes with other countries, but like here in Kenya, I see the boy child is so much neglected. And as you know, men, as we say, men are the ones to stand out first in the families, in everything, so that the women can follow. So if we have a weak generation for the young man, everything will be like weekend, especially with the production section. So if we have to empower the boy child so much, I'm not like being discriminative, but I'm just or selective, but I'm just trying to drive out the point that if we can really get hold of this boy child and really empower them in terms of agriculture, as we say, and then mentorship, I think he can really take ahead the nation, So one thing I would say, actually, like I'm a woman of God, I've done a lot of research with the youth. I think as we plan to do more of trainings, like in production section, the most important thing we should think about, as especially most of us are here like servants of God, we need to think about mentorship. Mentorship, talk to this young person, find out what is bothering them in their minds, counsel them, and bring them on board and tell them you are able. And when you are telling them you are able, you are taking them through the production trainings, like what we are saying, talking about agriculture training, empowerment program. So what I'm saying is that the most important and foremost thing is to change their minds. How do we change their minds? Is through mentorship. We mentor them, we talk to them, we counsel them. Because most of them have realized like their mentality is low, because it's like as they are doing a lot of observation from the let me say the leaders, the government leaders, and they are getting discouraged, and nobody knows what is going on in their minds. if we mentor them, we bring them up and tell them it is possible for you as a youth to make it or to do it, and you will be here. It's very important. That is one point that I observed. Another point is like they're lacking role models. The youth, they're out here, they're lacking role models. The youths are lacking role models in the sense that the government leaders, and especially, let me talk about the production section in the agriculture sector. There are farmers are there, like we have, like in Kenya, we have lands. There are farmers who are doing farming, but what happens when they produce their products? They are not like put on the market, or else they are put on the market and they are not considered. So what we are doing is we are importing the produce, and the farmers are here, they are doing farming, and nobody's promoting them like the government should purchase the products or put on the market, So I think they're also observing and they're looking at it like, why should we do agriculture, Why, what for? And it's not even benefiting the people who are doing the farming. So I think that is another observation that I've done. And I'm thinking, as we take them through these trainings, we need to know the main source of their minds. Why are they changing? Why are they not like adapting to that kind of mindset of getting into the agriculture or agribusiness, So I think we need also to, as we do the mentorship program, we need to talk to them about that. We need to find a solution on how we can get their minds out of that, Yeah, so I'm thinking this is a very great initiative. I'm here to learn a lot from what we are initiating, and I would say I am in need because my mind and my mindset and my passion is too much concerned about the youth, especially the boy child. And I would really would want to, if there's someone I would want to stand out for and help the youth, especially the young boy, the young man, So I'm grateful and I thank God. I thank God for bringing up this vision. And if it is laying it out of God's foundation, I would pray it brings changes in our nations among the youth. And I would say glory to God, and so be it. So thank you so much for listening to me. I'm still a new one. I want to learn more. And I'm grateful to be part of this team. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Madam Janet Twiza from Kenya. Always, we value your contribution. We value the contributions of each and every member who has come on board. Remember, my brothers and sisters, the qualities of our lives will never be better than the qualities of risks that we are willing to take. Because the risks that we refuse to take today actually might be the decisions that you and I will regret tomorrow. Without wasting time, allow me simply to invite Mr. Titus to come on board. Mr. Titus, you can come on board and offer your submission within a very short space of time.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, it's very good. And it must be supported by the young people like myself. I'm not into agriculture, but when I was told, before I go any further, actually my name is Enoch Karimbe, so I'm actually using Titus Gadget just to make sure that I attend this particular training. So I also thank Mr. Mleya who did share the link with me in order for me to just have the glimpse of what is happening through going around our continent of Africa. And I'm from Zambia. So looking at how the young people or the youth in Zambia, whether they're embracing agricultural ideas or not, Looking at the reception, and we can see from the massive cooperative that have been made by the young people, of which they want to internet work with each other from the different provinces that we have in Zambia. So with that particular zeal of wanting to venture into agriculture, if well supported and given the right knowledge, in terms of the right skills and the right productivity messages that they can be using, then we are going to be on the right trajectory in terms of changing the lifestyle or the agricultural practices in Zambia. So the program in itself, it's a very welcome program to me, and I would really like to learn a lot, just like other speakers have said. And I'm so delighted that the program has been brought on board, where the young people and the other people from other countries will be internet working to make sure that they share ideas and they study various issues related to agriculture. So when you people thought of agriculture, like in Zambia, where the staple food is maize, but we couldn't see the market on the larger scale to say we can also cultivate these other products, diversify our products and our produce, so to speak, to which we can also supply these other products that can germinate from the Zambian soil and be sold elsewhere, and make the agriculture a business in Zambia as well as at the continent. Of course, indeed, just like the Dr. TP has said to say, no family goes hungry. There is no family that sleeps hungry. And for sure, if today any of us is going to put anything into the mouth, we should think of a farmer, or we should think of someone who is into agri-business to say they are doing a great job. And we can only do this if we can just be able to internet work with each other. We share knowledge, we mentor each other, we give the experiences on what has been failing and what possible solutions can we share from thereafter. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to learning a lot from this particular program, and I couldn't resist to join in. I had to rush and just make sure that I have a gadget. So the email I'm using is for my brother, but actually my name is Enoch. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Brother Titus. We appreciate your contribution that have been made herein. Thank you so much. I would love to encourage everyone who is not part of the WhatsApp group. We have a youth forum for Africa. This group is a health space that was created with the sole purpose of sharing information on how together we can grow our youth spaces in whatsoever the environment within which you lie. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Titus, and everyone who has made their contribution. We have Mr. Emmanuel Amevo. Mr. Emmanuel Amevo, pardon my pronunciation. Mr. Emmanuel, if you can get me, you can turn on your mic and offer a submission. Mr. Emmanuel Amevo. We also have Mr. Francis Chivuta. Mr. Francis Chivuta, if you can get me, you can kindly turn on your mic.
Okay, thank you so very much, Thomas. It's a great opportunity just to connect with you. First of all, I want to say thank you to Pastor Christina from Namibia to invite me. And thank you so very much to the presenter, Dr. TP Baskuma from India. Thank you so very much, Doc. I think you have a great vision because it's looking at the future of our continent, Africa. So I want to take this opportunity, sir, to salute you, for thinking of this continent. I believe that Africa is one of the richest continents in the world. However, we must be seen as one of the poorest continents in the world because of mismanagement of the resources that God has given us. Yeah, so looking at what you have asked. I think there are so many things that we need to look at. My name's Francis Chivuta. Let me start by introducing myself. I'm from Zambia. I'm a bishop. I'm a networker. I'm a businessman. I'm into so many things. I'm a transformational leader and so many other things. So for today, let me just try to contribute to the question as in how it can make sense in transforming our youths in Africa. I think for me, the starting point is to look at each country. Obviously, there are common challenges in Africa, but obviously it may not be 100%. The problems that, Botswana, Namibia, Kenya, Tanzania, and Zambia are facing. Of course, there are common, issues, things to do with unemployment, family problem, abuse of substance, and other things. But at the same time, we need to look at how each country can address particular youth problem. So when it comes to how we can contribute to their, challenges, particularly if we can use, farming. As a farmer, one of the things that I think needs to be done is to change the negative picture of farming. In most cases, particularly in my country and Africa in general, I think farming has been presented in a negative way, where you find, for instance, on social media and other news platforms, where you find pictures where they are, capturing, a certain lady with, a distorted picture. And that may be very difficult to convince a youth. So we need to look at even how we can market and promote agriculture as something that can be used to, empower the youth. So the negative picture of agriculture, I think, needs to be changed. We need to look at how best we can change the image of agriculture that has been seen to be something negative, and it may not even attract the attention of youths. And then also we need to look at the youths themselves. I think there's need to change the mindset. I'm sure my sister from Kenya talked about some of these things. We need to address the mindset of our youths. There's need to, emphasize whatever it may cost. I think it's one of the greatest, challenges. This is a education system where, youths, when they're at school, the only thing that they think is to be employed by the government is to, find employment somewhere. I think this is something that we need to address, because there's a lot that we can do without depending on the government, without depending on private company to employ the youths. So it's something to do with mindset change, where someone can create something from nothing. I've been doing trainings. Basically, it has been attracting pastors across this country, in almost all the provinces of our country. Of course, we've got a number of youths attending. We are teaching them to work. It's coming from the biblical base, where we're looking at God as a creator. In the first book, first chapter, and first verse of the Bible. And we teach them that God was a creator, God is a worker, and we should also work. But in most cases, you find this very challenging to convince youths because of their mindset. So that's why I'm trying to emphasize on the mindset. And also we need to look at other things that needs to to address the same issue. If we are looking at a nation, there is a lot that we can do, and of course we may start small like this. But I think to address the national youth challenge, there's need to look at what platform we can use to address a national youth challenge. And some of the things that we can look at in the near future is where we can look at, accommodating masses, where we are raising awareness, via radio, via television, and also the social media platform. As I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking, of course, as a pastor where, I serve, our youths. And at the same time, I'm coordinating a certain movement called 1 Million Leaders Africa, shortened as OMLA. This is a platform where we are looking at how we can change the mindset of our youths so that they can be creative, they can be innovative, and also they can be entrepreneurial by, working on their minds to look at the potential they have. And it's working because right now, as I'm speaking to you, we are working on manufacturing a small machine, which looks like those of you who've seen a sugarcane juicer machine. But this one, we want to use it for, placing banana leaves, and then we get the product to make papers. Actually, we've started manufacturing, papers for the first time in the life of this nation, Zambia. Now, we are working to produce, actually, I must say we are done 80% to produce our own, to manufacture our own machine. It has not been easy, but that's what we are doing. And the papers that we are manufacturing, we are not selling them in Zambia because they are special papers. Mostly they are being sold in the UK, they are being sold in Switzerland, they are being sold in Japan. So currently we have about 3 countries, and we are looking at, connecting to all the neighboring countries in Zambia's neighboring countries and other countries in Africa, so that we can take this potential. So getting connected to this, it's a great opportunity for me. And I feel it's important as we go further, we should not just discuss this issue without including the people that we want to, address. There's need, to include youth so that they'll understand what we want to address. If we just do it as elderly people and then with some kind of just bringing it to them, it's more or less like imposing something. There's need to sit with them and find out and try to some kind of using counseling, skills where we engage someone. At the end of the day, that someone with a problem should come to his senses or senses to realize that he's got a problem, and that problem can be sorted or fixed by himself rather than just imposing something. So I feel as we go on, there's need to come up with an approach where youths themselves are included, and they should come to understand that they have a great, challenge that they can fix, and also engaging them to find out what sort of alternatives as in solving the problem they may think. So basically for me, I may have a lot, but I think being the first time to attend, these are some of the things that I thought I should contribute. And I must repeat, thank you so very much to Mama Pastor Justina. I salute you, and also Dr. TP for your, great vision, to sharpen and design the future of Africa. I'm so proud of you, and I remain, submitting to you to see how best we can collaborate. And the fact that I'm also a farmer, there's a lot that I may want to learn from you, and in particular India, so that I can contribute to the transformation of our nation, Zambia, and beyond. Thank you so very much for according me this opportunity that I may just contribute. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Our pastor, I believe our bishop from Zambia, Mr. Francis Chibuta, your contributions are immense, and they hold water or the capacity to help, especially the youth in the country. Our Zambia and Africa, to be more precise, develop. Again, like I have written, the meeting was on the meeting is ending, so we are only going to allow 2 speakers. If we have any that are willing to speak, then Dr. will conclude. We have Mr. Emmanuel Imavo and Mr. UTPM. Mr. UTPM. Okay, UTPM is not available to speak. We have tried severally and which are relatively caught upon Mr. Emmanuel to come on board and speak. Mr. Francis uttered one statement that everyone should put into practical realization, that we should not only speak about issues, but we should be able to put into practical realization everything that we are addressing to realize change in Africa. Mr. Emmanuel, you have 2 minutes to give your submission before we can hand over to Dr. Tim. 2 minutes on.
Okay.
Mr. Emmanuel,
Mesdames, Messieurs, bonsoir. I'm going to talk in French. Okay?
No problem. I believe.
Mesdames, Messieurs, bonsoir.
2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Je suis content d'être parmi. J'ai trouvé le sujet très intéressant. Le sujet sur l'agri-business est très intéressant.
Thomas has to mute, otherwise it's making a lot of echo.
Je dis que j'ai trouvé le sujet très intéressant et je suis Emmanuel Amelgor. Je vous parle depuis Lomé au Togo. J'ai trouvé le sujet très intéressant et je n'ai pas grand-chose à ajouter ici. Sinon, je suis parmi vous pour apprendre davantage. Mais je pense que c'est un sujet très important. Et l'agro-business, je pense que c'est une potentialité qui doit donner beaucoup d'espoir aux jeunes d'Afrique. Et ensemble, je pense que nous sommes là pour apprendre des uns des autres comment aider la jeunesse africaine à s'autosuffire et à ne pas dépendre trop de l'extérieur. Je vous remercie et à la prochaine fois. Je souhaite aussi que vous pensez aussi comment la conférence peut d'une manière ou d'une autre se faire en français aussi. S'il peut y avoir une tradition, il y a une partie dans la version française, ça pourrait beaucoup nous aider. Je remercie les organisateurs, je remercie tous ceux qui sont ici. Que le Seigneur vous bénisse et à plus. Bye. Merci.
Okay. Okay. Thomas. Okay, it's okay.
Yes.
Thomas, don't worry about the translation. We have a man of God from Chad. He will translate later. It is okay.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
No problem. We understand.
Okay. I'm waiting. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. We appreciate, we value your contributions. And like we wrote initially, or stated initially, that we are embracing everyone. Everyone is free to use whatever the language. We can even use our language from Zambia and would have interpreters at the end of the day to interpret everything that is being spoken about. We value your contributions. It could be French, it could be Bemba, it could be Chewa, it could be any language. We are accommodating any language in this space. What is focused on is simply ideas that have got the power to propel development in our communities. We value the contributions of everyone. Leaders contained in the fora, like always, we have reiteratively submitted that we appreciate your finding time to be part and parcel of this wonderfully structured program, whose main agenda is to ensure that we discover practical solutions on how we can improve our communities. We have theorized enough, we have intellectualized enough, we have prophesied enough, and now it is the time to turn the intangible forces of life into a practical form if development is to be realized in our communities. Without wasting time, allow me simply to invite Doc Tip to come on board and offer his last submissions within 10 minutes, and we'll have the last 10 minutes to have the closing remarks and close the session. Dr. Tip,
Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. We have already, Thomas have to mute. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. We have already crossed 1.5 hours. Today was a great day. There were few repeated points which are coming. I am sure many people joined, so it could happen. But I guess and hope that it will not happen next time. We will only look at what can be done practically. Take up problems and then see how solutions have to be given exactly point by point. There were great points told by many people, I am sure, starting from Justin Mayer was there, and I am not seeing Emmanuel spoke. I couldn't understand, otherwise I am sure I am going to get a translation. Janet spoke nicely, Mulia spoke nicely, Thomas did a good job, and Eagle elaborated all the problems of youth. Joseph is a good friend of mine. We met in many conferences, many seminars. You also have a great concern. In the group I was sharing me climbing the coconut tree for plucking. You can see a playlist is put in which you can see DrTPS works with hand. I cultivate things, produces have been shown. I think Justin was enjoying most of the time when I show some produce. My garden I do. I keep going around. My father is a farmer basically, so I have got, my hand is not a scientist hand. It's very rough and tough as a worker. I understand and I do all the farming. I know how to take bullock for plowing the field also. You can see that also in my video sometime. And it's not done for video, it's done for real job. So I do that. We have got great models of business which can be worked. Now let us talk about these 5 aspects, how we are going to connect them and see profit is being made. I am sure a day should come when Indian agricultural people will come to Africa to see how a good model is working. Because you have better resources. I am so glad when our brother Bishop mentioned that he is making plate. We make plates, we make papers out of the leaves, and then even arecanut tree leaves are used for making plates and cups. Similarly, the banana leaves can be used for making papers, which are very special because it's much more value added because it comes throughout without any chemical process. So I'm sure there are a lot of genuine products which can come from Africa. Only thing, the attitude change. I just mentioned in the group that attitude change is must, and then we can make it. Only we don't keep on speaking, it will not happen. We have to make activity happen and show samples. Yes, we have a garden in which we produced. We have made a profit out of it. Then I think sure people will come to you. Many side things can happen. Unless banana is up, you cannot make papers out of banana. So first planting banana is must. So I think it should repeat at every point, every place it should happen. So pranams and namaskaram to all of you for this joining together. I know the problem of data, which made a lot of people had sent me a message personally that they couldn't join because there is a data problem. At least we could make it. I'm sure things will grow better. Pranams and namaskaram to each one of you. My greetings and salutations. It was a great day, lot of contribution, lot of learning, understanding. I'm able to understand different parts of Africa is here. Great job done by Justin and Mulea, Thomas, everybody for putting this together and then joining. I'm sure all these people who are already in the group do a little more, I think this will become a more active group. Not in terms of webinars and discussions, but in terms of actions on the ground. Let us come to the ground from the satellite internet. Thank you. God bless you. Great job. Beautiful, productive job. Back to Thomas.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Yeah.
Very much. We appreciate the submission. Like everyone has reiteratively continued to state that we are not here to theorize matters, but we should be able to use whatever it is that we are discussing and deceive perhaps our subconscious, a part of the mind, into believing that we have the capacity, we have the power, and we have all that it takes to live the lives that we always theorize or think we can live. Initially, when Doc was coming in, those that joined late, we stated that that we need to eradicate or alleviate the spirit of poverty in our societies and the spirit of begging. He stated by saying that for those that wish and desire to have money, if you ever go to a bank, there is no bank that is going to give someone a loan who is poor. Banks will offer money to people that have the vision, those that have viable business plans or ideas or proposals, which can be turned into a practical form to propel growth in such a space where funds are needed. To say that we have to eradicate the spirit of begging, because beggars cannot achieve anything in life. Can we invite Mr. Mulea, the country director for Zambia, to offer his submission? He's not spoken today. I know he's available. Sir, we are only giving you 3 minutes to offer a submission.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Allow me to welcome our dog present today. Sir, we are welcoming you to today's meeting. Also, other leaders, please. I'm humbled to be part and parcel in today's meeting. I know I'll talk a lot when we meet in our church room. So no wonder I was just mute, listening to great ideas which was coming from vibrant people in Africa. Thank you very much for all your contributions. Let's work together as Africa. We have our father, our mentor who has come on board to support we, the Africans. And then those who are not on our WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group. Let's meet there so we can digest everything. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate Mr. Mlea, our country director from Zambia, very proactive, very vibrant, always connecting with the communities in different parts of the world to discover measures through which we can develop our communities. I'll allow Madam Justy. Madam Justy, you can offer a submission in 1 minute before we close.
Thank you so much for all leaders. I want to thank the D, Dr. TPS, and all the bishops, all the women and the men of God that we are together with us today. It was a great day. Let us continue to hold each other's hands. We cannot always just talk. Let we stand, let we speak something, and we start to do something. If you are not joined the group, please join and invite others. There are also other African countries that we are not in. If you can, you remember one country that is not here, because we are only 12 countries now. And we need more Africans. Let we join each other. And then thank you so much. Thank you and goodbye.
Last word, we have a lot of people here. And Monty Tau has got a lot of land. I think we should make her land the most beautiful garden in Africa. That's the first task which all of us have.
Amen.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
you so much.
Mama, you are welcome.
God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Monty, just your final words in 1 minute. Your final words in 1 minute.
What I can say is that I really thank God for everything. I know that the Bible that I read, it says in the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 28. It says all things work together to the good of those who love the Lord. So I believe that this is from God, and I believe that we are going to run, because this is an assignment. It's a calling for each and every one of us. It's a calling wherever we are. It's a calling for us to go, not to be comfortable in our own beautiful home, not to be comfortable in wherever we are, in our little places, in our small spaces, but we need to go out there and make sure that youth are redirected. They need repositioning, because as leaders, we are to lead and to reposition. So this is a call from God that we need to go out there and clean up and reposition and preserve. These are the souls that they need preserving. We need to work hand in hand, and we need to work hard so that the end of our journey here is something that we can make, that we are leaving behind. It's not about us. It's not about us. It's about those who need this transformation. And thank you, Dr. TP, for this initiative. And, more blessings and more blessings are going to come. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, the master of ceremony. You have been so good, each and everyone. We thank God for your life. Thank you so much. God bless.
Mr. Joseph from Nigeria to usher out his last words in 1 minute, just 1 minute before we can cut the session. Mr. Joseph.
Thomas, when your mic is on, it is too much of noise. And I think Justin also has written, but Thomas is not seeing.
Okay, yeah.
Thomas, as soon as you finish talking, your mic should be muted. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you so very much. It's a great privilege for us to come together to see how the nation, the countries in Africa can move forward. But I have a strong conviction that sustainable agricultural program can put all the points enumerated on table, and we can actually act on it. I appreciate all the participants, and I also believe that together we can do a whole lot more, because this is what we stand to benefit if we can create the future that we want to see. Thank you so very much, Dr. TP. I appreciate you.
Thank you. That was good. I think Monty has to put a big board, a welcome board. All will be at your place. Keep a big welcome board.
We appreciate.
Thank you.
We are having, I think everyone has spoken. We have Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, if you are there, you can still use